नाज़रीन अस्सलाम वालेकुम। लीगल नॉलेज के सेगमेंट में आज आपसे बात करेंगे प्रॉपर्टी ओनर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है। if you own a house, you are a property owner. You own a commercial property, you are also a property owner. In both of these situations, you have some rights as an owner of the property, but at the same time you have some obligation, responsibility as an owner to your fellow citizen or to people who use your property. So if you're talking about house, as an owner, you owe a duty of care to anybody who comes to your property, to your house. So your visitors, your guests, you owe a duty of care. You also owe duty of care for people who you have not invited at your property. For example, people who will come to deliver flyers, people who will come knock at your door for some soliciting, people who will come to deliver newspaper or for any other reason. So they're not invited guests, but you still owe a duty to them if they suffered any injuries as a result of your negligence on your property, which essentially means that your property is not safe. Somebody was walking, they slipped and fell as a result of ice or snow or some other condition. Your step of your property when somebody is using is not stable. A step's height is not proper as per bylaw. You don't have proper handrails that is required by the city bylaw. Many other things. I mean, in general, you have to understand that you owe the duty to everyone who comes to your property that the property is safe. And if, as a result of any deficiency in your property or the property maintenance, they suffer injuries, they will be looking at you as responsible property owner. If they suffered injuries, you are in law responsible for their injuries and their losses. Same goes to your business. If you're a business owner, you have to make sure that you understand your responsibility, because generally we see that you open a business, you really don't understand your responsibility. If ice and snowing condition, especially in winter months, you must have a proper system in place. Just don't ignore if you see any icy condition on your property, so anybody can slip and fall. Or if you have mat that is placed on your property and that mat is not stable with the floor, somebody is walking, and if they are walking and as a result the mat slip, they fell, you will be held responsible for their injuries. So for those injuries, if you have property insurance, you don't have to worry, because your property insurance will step in. They will protect you for any sort of lawsuits or any claim made by an injured person. But again, as we talked in the past, that you have to ensure that you have proper coverage of insurance. Please do not ignore any sign of condition. So for example, if you have invited guests, you make sure that when they park the car, and your property should have lighting, because if lightings are not proper at your entrance and somebody fell and somebody missed a step, they are using your stairs, you will still be responsible, because same goes to your business. You make sure that you have, if you own a business, you make sure that you have gone through all the checklist. Make a checklist that your whether or not your steps that people are using are safe. If there is any repairs needed, make sure that you properly get that steps repaired. Icy condition, you should have a proper contractor who is looking after this snow maintenance. And if they are not properly doing their job, you will still be responsible. If you have big plaza or big commercial property, it is not enough that you have hired somebody and somebody is cleaning snow. You must ensure that property is properly cleaned by your contractor. If you're hiring them, you make sure that they have proper insurance for their work. So just in case if they did not do proper job and somebody suffered serious injuries and the victim is looking at you, you can look at the property contractors, the maintenance contractors, insurance company, that they are responsible. You make sure that you have written agreement with between yourself and your snow maintenance contractor, and that contract should be clear and clean, so anybody can understand that what is their responsibility. And also ensure that you should also be also writing in your agreement that in case of any personal injury claim, your contractor's insurance should be responsible and should be responding to such claim. With all these information, I'm sure this may be overwhelmed. If you have similar scenario or similar situation as a property owner, you don't have insurance, which obviously is not a good idea, and you have some questions, feel free to ask us. We are available at our office at the contact information that is on the screen. You can make an appointment, and we'll be happy to guide you at the time of your need. So with those information in your mind, I hope for everybody and every property owner that they follow certain responsibility, and in case of anything happen, despite that you have done all your responsibility, even if somebody slipped and fell at your property, that really does not mean that they have a valid claim against you, as far as you can show that you have provided a reasonable standard of care for your property. And I must thank you for your time, for listening, and inshallah we will continue this segment, and each week we will share some very important information about your rights, about your responsibility, and legal complications. So keep watching. Thank you.